what is going on. Hopefully y'all are doing good. Hopefully y'all are feeling good. Happy Friday. All right. I'm just trying something different, which would be doing a regular message, and it can be for anybody instead of saying it's a Pacific zodiac sign, right? So today I'm gonna be talking about another proverb that has just caught my eye for this message, and we're just gonna flow and go off that proverb. And that proverb is to oh, that is pleasant to remember, which was hard to endure. So some of you guys have been thinking about how far you have came, okay, along the way in your life, everything that you have accomplished, the good, the bad, the ugly, the ups, the downs, the cries, the pain. Like, some of you guys might be thinking about that a lot right now. And I feel like in life, right, most of the time, what keeps us going is certain things that we've been through in the past. And when we can look back in the past, at ourselves and at the things that we have overcame, we be like, yo, just keep on pushing, right? So it's something about thinking about the past, but also being happy that the past is over and done with. So sometimes you can think about things that you've been through, right? Or you were going through. And in those moments, you like, man, this is one of the roughest moments of my life. This is one of the toughest moments of my life. But whole time, a couple months later, you'll be like, oh man, I'm glad I got that done and over with. I'm glad I ain't in that season of my life no more. I'm glad I'm not going through that no more. I'm glad. So it's something about using the past as something to remember in the future, and also something to reminisce on. It's also something about remembering how good God is as well. Every time when you thought that God wasn't going to come through for you, or you thought that this wasn't going to come through, or whatever the case may be, God always showed up. So it's something about somebody always showing up, okay? This could be you as well, or this could be somebody else. When you think that it's nobody to show up for you, you get somebody to show up for you, right? Now, it's a different story with, a proverb. I believe, I think it's 29:14, but I'm not really sure. But it was talking about basically how, you don't supposed to cover somebody that you don't know. Like, I'm not going to pay for your debts, right? Because I don't really know you like that. But it's something about here where like the so yeah. And that proverb, I was talking about how, they was warning you about paying for somebody else's debt, covering somebody else's debt, right? But, at the same time, when we start to think about certain things or certain situations in our life, it might just be a specific person that always come through for you. You know what I'm saying? They always bring you something. It could be a coworker, right? That coworker always bringing you something. That coworker always got you. That coworker always giving you a ride to work, or you know, you at a restaurant, they give you more food than what you asked for, or something like that. It's like not taking on somebody that, but always coming through for somebody when you least expect it, or when they least expect it, right? So some of y'all might be going through that right now. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, damn, I only had enough to get one, but somehow I got two. You know what I'm saying? Because it was like deep down, the person knew that I needed two, but all I could afford was one. You know, so it's something real special about that. I can only afford one, but I get two. All right. Let's see. I got the Flash here. All right. So it's something about the 80s. I believe the Flash came out in the 80s, where the girl, she would be dancing on a chair and it's water and stuff on the chair. Oh my God. But it says, this says something different. But I'm thinking about the Flash, the Flash dance, that movie. Okay, so something about a sweatshirt, the large neck hole. So something about the way that she dressed in this movie, how she was just comfortable. Something about being comfortable in your own skin as well here. Alright, so some of you guys may be into like the 80s music, or just back in the 80s. You may was born in the 80s. Something specifically about 80s. 80s beef, 80s rap beef as well. Like, who was beefing back in the 80s? How was rap beef? How was also meat? That's what I'm getting. But as well, like what was going on in the 80s? Who had something against another person? Like them versus them. I'm also getting like Roe versus Wayne, or Roe versus Wayne. Something like Supreme Court. Something about like a big court case that was in the 80s. What Supreme Court case in the 80s dealt with the Supreme Court, the justice system? Something about a family, or something about families. This might have something to deal with jewelry, or somebody name that is like jewels, right? So you can have a name that's like a jewel or a stone. Somebody could have a name like that. Something about royalty, royal palace. Okay, let's see really quick. So I'm going to search Supreme Court cases in the 80s. All right. So it says the 1980s saw several significant Supreme Court cases that shaped the U.S. law, including landmark decisions on civil rights, free speech, and criminal justice. The first one, we got California versus Greenwood. This case ruled that the warrantless search of a person's trash does not violate the Fourth Amendment, as individuals have no reasonable expectation of privacy in their discarded items. Okay, wow, so that's deep. I had no idea about that. So basically, it's saying that you can go in somebody else's trash, and if they throw it away, then it's free. It's free for them to take. It's free for them to do whatever they want with it. It's free for them to look at it and look in it. Okay? So that might have something to deal with y'all. Somebody might be looking in y'all trash. I know I said this a couple years ago. But like a year ago, like, yes, somebody's always looking at my trash. But it might be the squirrels, because for some reason these squirrels be acting like they real people. They be looking like real, not looking, but how they be looking at me like they can like communicate or something. But I like squirrels because all they want to do is eat. And they like to use you. They like little users, right? They look so cute. And they be like, can you please feed me? Feed me with that little... And you like, oh, forget it. Okay. I'm going to go to the grocery store and get some nuts just for you. Just so I can feed y'all. So out here in Chicago, you know, the squirrels just come up to you in a good neighborhood. Now, I don't know about, because in the other neighborhoods, I don't never see no squirrels. Okay? But when you go to a park in a decent neighborhood, like the squirrels to you, come to you, you know, and it's never just one. It's like a whole bunch of them. They just like swarm around you with their tails up. And all they want you to do is feed them. Okay? So, all right. So it's something about something, or basically it's something about someone going to somebody's trash. Okay? They ruled that as warrantless. All right, then we got Texas versus Johnson. In 1989, the court held that burning the American flag is a form of symbolic speech protected by the First Amendment, reinforcing the principle of free expression even in conversational forms. Wait, controversial forms. So that's a form of a symbolic speech. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? So I guess that is a neutral thing. Like if you know what I'm saying? Okay, but that's kind of realistic though. Like shit, you can't get mad at somebody because they don't like something that you don't like. You know what I'm saying? So to me, I'd be like, oh my god, my heart's broken. Because I feel like, all right, you disrespecting me. Like, I went to this hotel and then I looked on the hotel floor and the cross was upside down, but it was like placed there. It was like placed there on purpose, so they know I could see that the cross was placed upside down. And I mean, my feelings were so hurt. I cried. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna cry because that was wrong. I didn't like that. But then at the same time, you got to think like, all right, but what if it wasn't like that? You know what I'm saying? What if the cross was just backwards? And why does that hurt you? You know, why do you feel a certain way? So I believe that life is just a duality. a duality. What is bad to someone else is good to the next. So, yeah. The next Supreme Court thing we got was Browers versus Hardwick in 1986. This decision upheld the constitutionality of a Georgia law criminalizing sodomy, which was later overturned in 2003. But it marked a significant moment in the discussion of LGBTQ rights. So let's see what's that about. So basically, Sodom, y'all know what sodomize is. That sucks. I'm trying to figure out what happened. It says Michael Hardwick was observed by a Georgia police officer while engaging in the act of constitutional homosexual sodomy with another adult in the bedroom of his home after being charged with violating a Georgia statute that criminalized sodomy. Hardwick challenged the statute's constitutionality in the federal district court following a ruling that Hardwick failed to state a claim. The court dismissed on appeal. The Court of Appeals reversed and remained, holding that the Georgia statute was unconstitutional. Georgia's Attorney General Michael J. Browers appealed to the Supreme Court and was granted something. Okay, so basically somebody is like an officer complaining about he's seeing somebody do something else with a man, which just didn't make any sense. All right, so we got number 4, Grutter versus Bollinger. The court ruled that the University of Michigan Law School affirmative action policy was constitutional, allowing for race to be one of the many factors in the administration's. Wow. And then lastly, we got New Jersey versus TLO. All right, some of y'all might be connected to who I did yesterday, like Gemini or Cancer, the little abbreviation. So we got New Jersey versus TLO. In 1985, this case established that school officials can search students' belongings without a warrant if they have reasonable suspicion that the school rule has been violated, balancing student rights with school safety. So, motherfucker can look in your stuff and not get your permission. That's crazy, right? Now, what if they go steal my stuff? So, man, that's crazy. It reminds me of one time, my son, he came home with no coat on. And I mean, it was cold outside. I believe this was last year. And I'm like, where's your coat at? He like, I can't find my coat. I'm like, how you can't find your coat? It's a whole coat. You got a whole coat. Somebody took your whole coat, and it just didn't make any sense at all. Because if you like, if you outside, you would see if somebody actually got somebody else's coat in their hand. It's a big coat, right? Ain't no hiding this coat, you know. And my son is a big boy, so he wear a grown man coat. And I'm just like, where did the coat just go? Like, it just magically disappeared, right? And then when I went up to the school to ask them about what happened to the coat, you know, the guys, they kind of like laughing and giggling and smirking under their breath and things like that. So, no shade, but this is crazy that, you know, that's a rule though. So, you never know. Like, people can go in somebody else's belongings at school without a warrant. They can take things if they want to. You just never know. But let's just think positive, right? That we are dealing with very, very, very loyal people. All right. So that was that. Let's look at who had some beefs in the 1980s. Okay. Okay, it says the Bridge Wars. The Bridge Wars was arguably the first battles that involved professional songs, marking a significant moment in hip hop history. The feud between Boogie Down Productions and the Juice Crew was sparked by MC Shan's 1986 track The Bridge, which implied that Queensbridge, a neighborhood in New York, was like the ultimate hotspot for hip hop. Um, KRS-One of BPD misinterpreted the lyrics, leading to a full-on war that engulfed the two boroughs. The feud included targeted records and diss tracks showcasing the intense rivalry between two groups. Okay. All right, so we could be talking about a dance battle as well. That's what I'm getting. Because I was getting the Flash Dance movie and then picking up on beef battles. So somebody could be having like a dance battle, or this could be about the movie dealing with dance. I'm also getting don't do it, put your back into it. Oh no, you can do it, put your back into it. I can do it, into it, put your back into it, put your into it. Don't stop, get it. That's real. Don't stop, make it, hit it. I will. We gonna do it. We gonna do it. We gonna do it. Do it. Do it. Hey. Now, it's something about music sounding the same, being the same. Because I know that the lady, she got a song, just do it, do it, do it, do it, do it now. So it's something about records sounding the same, or the same song is being sung but by a different person, that the stories just reciprocate or rewind or start all over again. Beef start all over again. It's the same thing. It might be a dance movie that's about to come out as well. that's something that we haven't seen in a while. Maybe that's something that you would like to see, like people actually dancing, okay, moving their body, something fun. That might be something. Y'all might feel how I feel. Like, where are all the TV shows where they have like competitions and things like that? Like singing competitions and rap competitions and the next big thing, and you know, dance competitions or just dance movies. Like, where is it? That also reminds me of the movie, I forgot, but she's like Baby or something like that. He calls her Baby. I had the time of my life. No, I never felt this way before. Yes, I swear it's the truth, and I owe it all to you. Okay, so something about that hairstyle, that vibe, okay, that look, that energy. Like, I don't know. I love just different vibes. I just like the same thing. It sucks. It sucks so much. Like, it sucks. So I don't know. And maybe it doesn't suck, but maybe it's like a refresher, and that's what I'm saying. Like, things just rotate around. Like, whatever has gotten cold now becomes hot, and what was hot now becomes cold. That's what I'm getting, but not in a, like, weather wise, but in a music sense, in a movie sense, in a entertainment sense. What went cold is now going back hot. I'm also getting, I'm coming in hot. Shoot that shot, or shoot your shot. Okay, something about shooting your shot. Um, so yeah, all I'm getting is verses. Is, you know, this versus that. Um, I'm also picking up like a lot of Lifetime movies, or movies that's dealing with like actual, yeah, Lifetime movies, right? We love Lifetime movies. All right, calling customer service. All of our representatives are currently helping other customers. Your wait time is approximately 187 minutes. Have a nice day. Oh my God. You know? So it's something about wanting to put your bid in, or wanting to put your opinion in, or wanting to say something or implement something. But they're like, yeah, the wait, it's a long wait. So are you willing to wait a long time for your opinion to get acknowledged, or your problems to get acknowledged? Something about it's a long wait for something to get acknowledged, or it simply has been a long wait with other things being acknowledged, right? Being acknowledged, dealing with entertainment, movies, things of that such. It's been a long time. I'm also hearing it's been a long time. I shouldn't have left you without a dough meat. Step two, step two, step two, step two, step two. Baby girl. So what you doing to get to me? And what you say? And have it wait. Would you get up or try again? Would you hesitate to let me? Or just or play a role? Tell all the boys I keep you low. Would you say no? Would you turn away or play me off? Or would you say, oh, if that first shit don't succeed, okay, dust yourself off and try again, alright? You can dust yourself off and try again. And then I'm getting, oh God, I don't even want to talk about that one. So we gonna just not talk about that one. It's a song popped in my head, but I'm not gonna say nothing. So some might be dealing with that music, but those types of music, right? When you think about Dust Yourself Off and Try Again, right? It was from a movie back in the day, a Aaliyah movie. Like, I think it was a movie with. Hold on, let me look. Oh, Romeo Must Die. Something about the year 2000. Okay, Romeo Must Die. Okay. Alrighty. So, hmm, I don't know. I guess we'll go do research and we'll be back. Peace.